Good morning, friend. Welcome to the Data Ki Pathshala. Our today's tutorial topic is calendar. Why we require calendar even we have a date field in our data set, and how to create the calendar. Today we will discuss about these two topics. Let's check what we have as a data set. As a data set, we have a table 1 and table 2, and in table 1, along with some detail of employee, there is a one date field, that is hire date, and in table 2 some more detail about employees, and there's an exit date field also. So you can see in both table there is a one date field available. One is hire date and second is exit date. So let's try to answer one scenario, that is number of people hired on or after 1 Jan 2020 and exited the organization in the same period. So let's try to answer the question. So first clause of our question will be answered from the table 1 and second is to be given by the table 2. So try to answer the question. First we have to create one slicer. Drag and drop hire field, and yeah, it's a slicer field. One card need to create it. So let's create one card. Change the date as we require the 1 Jan 2020. So change the date in slicer. So this is the answer of first clause of a question. Let's try to answer the second clause of a question. So for that we have to select the table 2 and create one more card. There's a one relationship we have made in both table. You can we can go through here. There's a relationship available in EID in both table, and there's a one-to-one relationship. So by this relationship the count is calculated by along with the changing the slicer. So but it's not a correct count because the we have the made the relationship with EID, and the date will be altered along with as per the EID. The first clause of answer is correct because the table 1 we have taken the both visual from the table 1, but if we are going to calculate the exited number of people exited in the organization, this count is not correct because the date we have taken as a slicer is hire date, and according to the hire date the number of people changing in the table from the table 2, so it's not calculating on the basis of exit date available in table 2. So you can assume, so in by solving this problem we required a one common date table so that we can create the relationship from the both table to that common date field, and according that date field table we can use as a slicer and calculate the number of count as per requirement. So that is why we require the calendar table. So let's try to create a calendar table. So click on any one table. So there is a one option available pop up in table tool, that is new table. Click on new table, name it as calendar, and we have to type a calendar for here. Here is a coming the start date and end date. Start date will be the minimum date of any date field available in with our data set. So minimum of, it's a higher date, it's an initial, we can calculate the initial of higher date. What is the um, earliest date of higher date? So type higher date and take it, close the bracket. Second, we require the end date. So it's obvious that the exit date, the latest date of exit date will be the end date of the data set. So it's up to you how you can calculate the minimum date and end date, and how can you make assumption what will be the minimum date, what will be the earliest date, and what will be the latest date. So we have to use max and take exited date, close the bracket and hit enter. Now we can set some format. Here click on date, in date type, data type, format is fine, it's a date format. So now we will make the relationship with this newly created table. First of all, delete this the relationship. So drag and drop hire date to the date of calendar, and drag and drop exit date to the date of calendar. So our relationship is created. Now it's time to use this relationship. Delete existing slicer, create a new slicer, and in this slicer we will choose the date we have created in the calendar. So drag and drop that date. So you can see the last date is populated accordingly as per the exit date of employee, right? So only we have to choose the to date, because the exit date will be the last date of the dataset available with us. So we can change here 2020 and 1. So friend, this is the right answer, that this is the 145 number of people hired on or after 1 Jan 2022, and 38 people exited the organization in the same period. That is the correct answer. Hope you have understand the logic, and you have understand how to create the calendar and why we require the calendar. Thank you very much.